Hello guys. Welcome to Diablo the Primordial. This video is the continuation video after Overpowered Diablo. So if you have not watched it, then please watch it. The link is in the description. And please check out my second channel Top Anime Sensei for the light novel of Tensura. So without any further delay, let's start. But before we start, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates. Now that Leon has revived, and with his followers making a big fuss over this, naturally Benimaru and co. have noticed me as well. Rimuru-sama. Benimaru and Soy came rushing over. So you really were alright. See, what did I say? There was nothing to worry about. Isn't that what Zijin said? I'll have none of that, I believed from the very beginning. As expected, they panicked somewhat when news of my destruction reached them. Zijin noticed almost immediately. He was totally unfazed too. That my divine protection has not disappeared, which helped calm everyone down. Sup? You guys doing okay? I was thinking of getting Velda to lower his guard with this. Additionally, the plan was to smoke out any rebels too. I tried to smooth my way out with this explanation. But this was more than enough apparently. So that really was the plan, huh? As expected of Rimuru-sama. Now then, how should we go about with this? Benimaru looked convinced, while Soy inquired for details with the intention to take action immediately. Now just hold your horses. There's still somebody smacking Footman around, let's not forget about him. With my appearance, you guys are feeling either too relieved or too enthusiastic. Hold on a sec, we got to end the battle here first. Diablo, you all good there? I had been found by them anyway, no need for me to be reserved now. I decided to defeat Footman as soon as possible. Kufufufu. The preparations are mostly complete, Rimuru-sama. Alright. I nodded, and walked towards Footman. Dang it, damn. Just what the fuck is going on? Why you insects? To do this, to me the great Footman-sama. To Footman who couldn't even tell what's left or right now, Diablo delivered one final attack onto him. You're being noisy, shut your trap. As he said that, Footman became unable to speak, as his lower jaw was blown away. Ew, that looked nasty. I'll do this quickly. I shouldn't cause any more suffering unto you. You too shall find peace within me. And I devoured him. After saying that, due to Diablo's work of weakening him, consumption of Footman was completed pretty much instantly. It went so easily to the point where he didn't even have the chance for a final struggle. And just as Seal planned, I also successfully obtained ultimate skill Evil Dragon Lord Azzy Dahaka. Kufufufu. As expected of Rimuru-sama, that was splendidly done. Oh no, this was all you Diablo, you helped weaken him a bunch. And also, good work there Benimaru and Soy. Yes. The three of them kneeled, and acknowledged my commendations. Them doing this every time feels kinda inconvenient to me, but formalities are important to them. And so, the present threat disappears all too easily. Later. This is hard to take in so suddenly, but seriously, just what the heck are those two? Well, we can put the demon aside, but that demon lord is way too unbelievable. Anyone who would actually pick a fight with him, can only be foolhardy or downright insane. This puts the nail in the coffin. I'm now sure Kazarium-sama was definitely brainwashed in some way. I think so too. Kazarium-sama had always been cautious, he'd never antagonize that kind of monster. He would even go out of his way to sneakily push for an alliance in the shadows, that much would be certain. I know, right? He was the devious type who wouldn't think twice over this kinda stuff. The two of them were really letting it all out as though they have realized something important. One of them, Devil Laplace, was a dangerous fellow who is at least equal to Soy. It might not be a good idea to leave them be. If that's the case. So anyways, you two there. Come work for me, okay? I'll just make that decision for them. Wait. What are you deciding on your own? Kufufufu. Are there any problems with that? Iha. You know, Laplace looked like he wanted to object but is at a loss for words before Diablo's smile. He ended up fiddling with his fingers. I was rooting for the girl beside him. You can do it. But she could only quietly say, this is impossible for me. This made me feel kinda sorry for them. Well. You say you're hiring us, so does that mean we can expect to get paid? Salary. Ah. Nah, that's not what I meant. Who? Then mind if I ask what you really meant? That's, salary, huh. Come to think of it, back at Tempest, it's mostly been something like a material reward system, we don't actually have a salary system. I did want to think about it some time back, but it got forgotten with all the stuff that's happened. I'll need to discuss with Mjormiles about this. Hey, those little details can be discussed at a later time, so what are your choices then? Understood. Then I shall be in your care. Ah, me too. Laplace and Tyr, these two devils are now in my custody. There's no salary just yet, so it kinda looks like they were threatened into being hired, but you lose if you think too deeply about this sort of thing. There's also Diablo, who won or threatened them over with his smile. After all that, we had a little conference, together with the revived Leon. Firstly, for them to keep quiet about me as I'm in hiding. It's obvious, but the Alliance will be called off the moment information about me is spread out. This essentially means I'll let their country be destroyed if that happens. This got most of them pale in the face and they nodded in agreement. No worries here for me. Me and Diablo are going to go back into hiding after this, so it's important we don't let Velda notice anything. As for Leon's country, they will still continue to battle with the forces which were led by Kazarium. They should be able to at least manage this much. I went and fully healed all the key appointment holders, and the opposition leader has been dealt with too. Benimaru will be returning to Tempest to lead our side again. Soy will be supporting Benimaru. As for Laplace and Tyr, I ordered them to stay in Leon's country and help with the defense. They'll help bolster the country that they originally attacked. But the losses weren't as great as initially thought to be, as reinforcements. It's not like there won't be any lingering hatred at all, but I ordered them to keep that stuff to the minimum. I pushed the gratitude they have for me into Leon's face too, to get him to forgive them. It's awfully selfish of me to do this, but that's how I roll. I got them to promise to cooperate, though it was limited to this time only, but this is good enough for now. What comes afterwards can be decided when this great war has been won, and that we survive. I want them to work hard, and focus on the defense of the countries. Just in case, I get Soy to keep an eye on them. Whether I decide to fully trust Laplace and Co. or not, will depend on Soy report after everything is over. At the bare least, there won't be problems if they don't betray me during the duration of the Great War. There's also the thing about Velda brainwashing Kazarium. It's probably his thought guidance, which Laplace is pretty mad about, so I don't think he's going to betray me at this point in time. So our plan of action is more or less decided as so, though the agreement from the others have mostly been forcefully smoothed over by me. And thus, the ruckus in Leon's country came to its eventful end. Chapter 215. Time accelerated. Inside the stop time, 3 people were facing each other in a 3-way standoff. Guy's sword flickered but was repelled by Chloe's katana. Chloe then sent out a slash with a flowing movement which was repelled by the ice wall that appeared in front of Velzard. The ice wall broke and burst, becoming bullets of ice which poured over Guy and Chloe, but the 2 people ward all of them off with the weapons they hold in their hands without difficulty. Neither strategy nor psychological warfare had any meaning. It's a world ruled by absolute power. In that situation, the 3 demonstrated their power. No one conceded even for one step. It was a contest of equal balance. Well, what should I do? Guy thought. Even in the world where the time stopped, Chloe could move calmly. In a world where normal eyesight didn't have any meaning as even the light particles have stopped. In this world where time stopped, the reactions from the energy released is used to perceive the situation. Whether it's heroes or devils, since they were bound by the world's rule, it's impossible for them to act. However, Chloe had transcended that restriction. In other words, this person was a spiritual life form too, that's it. It meant this. Even in the lowest level, she should have become a demigod. A person who reached the domain of God while being in a mortal body. But, in this case, it's convenient, as even Guy would withdraw from fighting against Velzard while protecting Chloe who couldn't move. After all, inside the world where time stopped, even defensive power became zero. Explaining it easily, all of the connections between the inherent energy that a substance has became cut off. In other words, the motion of all substances stops, everything, even the link between substances and molecular motion. Because it was stopped, when an external force is applied, it will collapse easily. Even if it's a lump of steel, even if it's the world's hardest material, it can be destroyed even by the impact of a gentle breeze. Of course, the same applied even to superior arms. If it's lower than legend class, they have no meaning. Defending a target in such a state, the difficulty is too high even for Guy. Fortunately, Chloe doesn't seem to have any problem in the stopped world. It's dangerous to think so even though she's an enemy, but in this case he appreciated it. He put his worry for Chloe aside for the time being. The current problem was what he should do in this situation. Stopping Velzard's rampage, and defeating Velda, those became his ultimate goal. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched my earlier videos, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And please check out my other channel Top Anime Sensei for the light novel of Tensura. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates.